All right, folks, not only is it a new year, we also have a new XRP release from the Ripple Escrow. That would be 1 billion XRP being released, just like every single month, the predictable program that Ripple set up in 2017 for the XRP that they hold in their wallets. Now, currently at the time of this recording, Ripple has just over 40 billion inside of their escrow. And just like every month here, New Year 2024, we ring in the new year and we also get a new XRP release from the escrow. I wanted to do an explainer video and I want to make this real quick and simple for everyone to understand because there's so much confusion around this. And I'm going to show you guys one of the headlines that was shared within the last week that I thought was really misleading and kind of just adds to the confusion. So in today's video, it's just going to be quick, straight to the point, explaining Ripple's escrow, why they have it set up in this way, where they release 1 billion each month. We're going to take a look at how much they've been releasing on average. And then I'm going to share with you guys kind of what I could see, how long this escrow could last. And obviously, I think that Ripple set themselves up to be a lender of last resort, and they're going to be holding on to a large portion of XRP forever. But if they stick to this pace at which they're releasing this XRP, how long until it could potentially run out? That's what we're going to explore here today and make it very simple and easy for everyone to understand. Now, if you appreciate our updates, please make sure that you like all of our videos. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you're wondering where you can get wallets, crypto exchanges, precious metals sent to your house, roll over a 401k retirement account, get tapped in with our private Patreon Discord community, it's all over at my website, zachrector.com. So without further ado, let's get right on into the update here today. So once again, we get a release of 1 billion XRP from the escrow. And as we've been seeing for the past few years, Ripple returns back 800 million here today back into the escrow. That is being reported here just within the past couple hours. Massive 800 million XRP returned to escrow by Ripple. Here are the details. It was done in 2 transactions. 500 million XRP locked in escrow at Ripple. And then a second one just a little bit later here. 300 million XRP locked in escrow at Ripple. They did that at 3:46 a.m. this morning, and 2 transactions right at 3:46 and 3:56. So right as we ring in the new year, Ripple is hitting that escrow, getting another billion to fall out of it, and we see that they return another 800 million. This has been consistent with what they've been doing. Now, I'm going to show you guys an article here, and this one came out from one of those websites, the CryptBasic, that I think sometimes puts out misleading headlines, and this one, I believe, just adds to the confusion. And so what they did here is they put out this article this week, and the title is Ripple Gives Specific Timeline to End XRP Selling from Escrow. This is not really true, okay? I'm going to show you what they're talking about. They say here, in the report, Ripple noted that it voluntarily provides an update concerning its XRP holdings in the spirit of transparency, covering updates on the XRP ledger, relevant announcements, and market trends from the preceding quarter. And that is true, right? And they, they cite this Q3 market report from Ripple, which is right here. Here's the actual report, and this is what they cite. Ripple reports information about its XRP holdings at the beginning of the quarter and last day of the quarter. Its holdings fall into 2 categories. XRP that it currently has available in wallets, and that's XRP that they have available, have access to, that they could actually spend, that they could actually sell. And then they have their XRP that is subject to on-ledger escrow lockups that will be released each month over the next 42 months. And so CryptBasic took this and then spun it around and said that Ripple was suggesting and giving a specific time frame for when the escrow selling could stop. That's not the case. Now, it could if Ripple dumped $1 billion every single month for the next, now they're at like 40, I think it's just over 41 billion. And I'd have to check. It's right around 40 billion, just for ease of math. It's right at around 40 billion. So for the next 40 months, if they were to dump and get that escrow release, 1 billion each month, and then sell it off, then yeah, the escrow would be over in 40 months, give or take, right? But that's not what they're doing, right? They've been consistently putting back, about 700 to 800 million every single month. only keeping about 200 to 300 million each month. And then what they've been doing since the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is they've only been selling that XRP to their on-demand liquidity institutional partners. So this is why I say that Ripple has been a righteous custodian of the XRP reserve currency, is because they're giving us a predictable program that we can all track, that we can all follow. They're leading the industry in transparency, and we get to see where they're, how they're, handling the treasury. Basically, Ripple's acting as the treasury department of XRP, and they're only dishing it out to institutions that are using it for utility. This is what we want. They are not dumping on us retail holders. They are selling it off strategically to institutions and banks that are using it for utility. Now, when you go back here, when you look at the original escrow, how it was set up in 2017, you can see right here an explanation of Ripple's XRP Escrow. This is on the xrpl.org website. And they talk about how the escrow was initially set up for 55 months. The escrow consists of independent on-ledger escrows that release a total of 1 billion XRP each month over the next 55 months. Now, folks are confused about how this works, and so I'd gone back to the source here today to figure this out and hopefully explain this. What this does is this provides an upper limit on the amount of new XRP that can be brought into circulation, right? Only 1 billion per month can be added. That's the upper limit. The amount of XRP actually released into circulation will likely be much less than this, and as I've just shown you, it is much less. Usually only about 200 to 300 million is what is getting released each month. Any additional XRP left over each month will be placed into a new escrow to release in the first month in which no escrow currently releases. So essentially, this just keeps rolling over again and again. And this is why the CryptBasic website took what Ripple said in their Q3 market report and said that they were given a timeline. And like I said, these websites, they're you talk about clickbait, they're all about it. And this one I thought wasn't just a little bit of clickbait, it adds confusion. Because if you look at the pace at which they've actually been releasing the XRP and selling it off or keeping it for themselves, it's much less than that 1 billion per month, which pushes us out way past 40 months. Way past 40 months, right? 40 months from now, I think, takes us out to 27 or 28, give or take. We're going way past that because they're not going to be selling off 1 billion per month. I mean, that would be a huge move in how they've been handling this treasury. And I think that it would be very harmful to price, which would ultimately harm them the most, being the largest holder of XRP. This is why they won't just start dumping 1 billion per month on the retail, is because they know it's going to hurt their own bags the most. That's why when you hear the haters say that Ripple's dumping on us, it's the stupidest thing that you could say. It's just not true. It's the complete opposite. They're not selling to retail at all. They're only selling to on-demand liquidity institutional partners, and it's way less than 1 billion per month. So what I did is I wanted to do a quick calculation there, and so I just rounded off for ease of maths 40 billion XRP. I'm just going to assume that they have about 40 billion left in their escrow, and I divided it by 300 million to figure out how many months is it actually going to take for them to distribute this XRP if they continue at this pace. And so that's what I did. I went to the Google, I typed in 40 billion divided by 300 million, and it gives you about 133 months. So then what I did after that is I went to this website and I asked, what is 133 months from today? Well, from January 1st, 2024, 133 months from that day takes us to February of 2035. So literally, folks, at this current pace, if, we say, 200 to 300 million per month is what they're actually keeping and what they're selling and distributing. And really, I guess it doesn't matter what they do with it as long as they're not locking it back up, right? If they just sit on it or if they decide to sell it, either way, they're not locking it back up. If they continue at this rate, we're out until 2035 before they would get rid of all of their XRP. Now, maybe things will change and they'll pick this up. Maybe XRP price goes up and they decide, okay, now that we have more demand for the asset, we're going to start selling 500 million per month. Maybe they decide they're going to start selling 1 billion per month. They could do that. I don't think it's likely, but they could. But, you know, to say that that Ripple is giving a specific time on when the escrow selling could stop and suggesting that statement that they made puts it at about 42 months from now, that's ridiculous. That is not the case at all, as was reiterated once again this month by them sending 800 million back to escrow. So, I mean, you guys can play with the math here. You could assume that they're going to start releasing and keeping 500 million per month. You could assume whatever you want. It's, you know, just a basic equation right there, and you can plug in your own assumptions. But for me, when I look at this thing, it is way past 2027, 2028, and it's way past 2030 even. At the current pace, it's way out until 2035. And what I believe Ripple's plan is to hold on to a large portion of this XRP almost forever, because you can still use the XRP while holding it, obviously putting it into AMM, using it for other utilities, treasury management, cross-border payments, or whatever you want to use it for. You don't necessarily have to sell it to be able to use it and get that value out of it. And so I think that Ripple's setting themselves up to be a lender of last resort. They're going to hold on to a significant chunk of this. And so I think that they're going to continue using this escrow process because it's just a secure way to lock up that XRP. You know, it's similar to self-custody. They're just doing it through the ledger and the escrow feature that's built into the XRP ledger. So, I'm going to be dropping another video on this later because I want to figure out how I can do this for myself, and how I've had people in our community have asked, you know, how could I set up an escrow for say, I want to put my XRP in an escrow to save for my children, and it'll be unlocked at a future date when they graduate high school. You know, I want to be able to figure that out too. So I'm going to be dropping another video on this. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell. But I just wanted to simplify this and break this down. We got headlines hitting that are saying that the escrow is going to be over in 2027. That's not the case. Not even going to be close. And in fact, as I said, I don't even think that Ripple will end up selling off all of their XRP, not even close. I think they're going to be holding on to billions upon billions, and maybe over 10 billion that they're going to hold on to over the next decade, at least. And I am very pleased with the way that they've been handling the escrow, the way that they've been distributing XRP only and exclusively to institutions and banks. That's what we love to see. That's what we want. Get it into the hands of people that are moving trillions of dollars on a daily basis. That's what we want, right? And so I hope that this simplified it, making it easy for everyone to understand how this works. And every single month when this escrow gets released, you'll see big headlines hit. You'll see the haters come on out and say that Ripple's dumping on us again. That's not the case. Most of the time, they're returning 70 to 80% of it back to the escrow. And you have to think to yourself, if they're returning it back to the escrow and locking it back up, you know, and say, so right now, the XRP that they just sent, it's at least locked up for 42 months, you know, 40 to 42 months, because they currently have, you know, 40 billion XRP, and they'd have to dump 1 billion XRP every single month to be able to access that last XRP that they just sent to escrow. So what does that tell you about how Ripple thinks about the future of XRP? The fact that they're willing to lock it back up for that long should tell you how they're treating this asset right here, XRP. They stated they had a simple goal in 2017 of making it a world reserve digital currency. I believe that they've already accomplished that. Now we're seeing more utility coming to the ledger on the back of the historical ruling that we got last year. It's an exciting time to be in the XRP community. And once again, I hope that this video simplified this XRP Ripple escrow for you guys. If you appreciate the video, make sure you like it on the way out. Share this one out far and wide for new folks that are trying to learn about Ripple XRP. I'm going to send them back to this video so that everyone can understand why Ripple set this up, the righteous and responsible custodians of the new world reserve digital currency. All right, folks. Let's go kill it out here in 2024. Get tapped in with our community at my website, ZachRector.com. God bless all of you.